got a plan, no need to fret. Found a way to help that you won't forget. Doctors lost the answers, but she found the key. Empowering ladies, setting us free. Battling the storm with courage and grace. Shayna's got the wisdom to help you embrace. No more relying on pills they don't know. She's got the strength to help you grow. Feel the power rising inside. Shayna's guidance right by your side. Life's getting brighter step by step. With Shayna's touch, you're gonna prep. Feel the power rising inside. Shayna's guidance right by your side. Life's getting brighter step by step. With Shayna's touch, you're gonna prep. Medicine shelves are emptying out. Finding real strength, that's what it's about. No more prescriptions tying you down. With Shayna's help, you'll wear the crown. Ladies, hear the call, it's time to rise. Shayna lifts the veil, opening eyes. No more shadows breaking your day. With her wisdom, fight pain away. Broken paths don't mean you're lost. Shayna shows to bear through the cost. Healing hearts one smile at a time. With Shayna, you'll shine forever and feel the power rising inside. Shayna's guidance right by your side. Life's getting brighter step by step. With Shayna's touch, you're gonna prep. Feel the power rising inside. Shayna's guidance right by your side. Life's getting brighter step by step. With Shayna's touch, you're gonna prep, gonna prep. Ladies and shelves are emptying out. Finding real strength, that's what it's about. No more prescriptions tying you down. With Shayna's help, you'll wear the crown. What's your story? What's your sign? It's like we're twin flames in a different life. Deep connection lights a spark. It's like you know me in the depths of my heart. We're dreamers. Finding the strength deep inside. Shayna Melissa takes us on this ride from suffering to a life so free. Her healing touch, she'll set you free with a heart so pure.
Hey guys, are you ready to eat more while you lose weight? Oh my God, perhaps you want to slim down for the summer. Did you know it's possible you can eat more and lose weight? Or perhaps you want the fat loss effects of the GLP-1s without the needles. And a lot of you might have autoimmune disorders and that stubborn fat not coming off, Hashimoto's, hypothyroidism, or medications that are packing those pounds on. Stay tuned right here, right now. I am Shayna Melissa Stockman, the autoimmune expert and the world wellness expert who empowers mostly ladies to get and feel better, even when their meds and doctors did it, wouldn't, or couldn't. I also help them reduce or eliminate their reliance on those prescription drugs. So today we have this very special topic all about slimming down for the summer. But first, I want to remind you, if you haven't already registered for our upcoming live Reclaim Your Life Power Hour Super Workshop. This is not a 5-day, a 3-day, it's a 1-day, 1 hour. If you haven't already registered, mark your calendars for Thursday, June 12th, 7 p.m. EST. Scan that QR code or just go to the website worldwellnessexpert.com/reclaim and reserve your no cost or VIP seat now while you can. So again, worldwellnessexpert.com/reclaim. I am limiting the number of seats, so please reserve your free or VIP seat now. And we'll give you a few more seconds to either scan that, or if you're on watching from your phone, to take a screenshot of it, or go to worldwellnessexpert.com/reclaim. All right, and I hope to see you June 12th live. This next photo, this is, I like to make fun of myself. A lot of people make fun of other people. I want to make fun of myself. I want to show you how fresh my content is. These pictures were just taken yesterday, okay? I was wearing a new floral dress and somebody thought it would be cool for me to stand in front of the flowers. I looked like I was wearing camouflage, okay? Sometimes we aren't meant to fit in. We are meant to stand out. So then there I am yesterday, not in front of the flowers. And so I do also public speaking events as well, informational, inspirational, and transformational talks, as well as keynote speaking engagements. So moving right along, I always want to bring up a little good news first. This was myself on Saturday. I don't know if you guys are Ranger fans. This is with Michael Richter. He was a New York Ranger who brought them to the Stanley Cup Championship. He was also a U.S. Olympic athlete. I have worked with several pro athletes as well. He was a really nice, sweet, humble guy. So no matter how successful you get, please be humble. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, comment, get set to get notifications, because I always have new, fresh content like the Me and the Flowers from yesterday and with Michael Richter on Saturday. Like, the way you're going to be able to see us more and more often is to like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're on the YouTube. If not, go to Shayna Melissa on the YouTube channel and click that subscribe button. It really helps you to see us, but it also helps open us up to more viewers as well. Last month we had over 15,000 viewers, but a lot of them hadn't hit that subscribe button to see us again. So click that subscribe button. It's absolutely no cost, but it'll help us show up on your feed when we go live and have new content. All right, here's another good news. I have a new client, and some of my clients like to remain anonymous, like this one. She just said, hey, thank you for helping me lose 7 pounds in a week and a half. Okay, she had fear of failure holding her back. She didn't believe in herself. She didn't believe it was possible. Once I helped her master her mindset and know that it is possible, that she can do it, she lost 7 pounds in a week and a half without those GLP-1 injections. So if you give me permission to share your story, I do. If you want to remain an anonymous client, I keep it confidential as well. All right, moving right along. What I told her was, first we had to master her mindset. She was in my 6-week summer slim down program. I have the next one starting right up. I had told her we have to believe it's possible first. And I showed her that picture of my baby robin in my backyard that was afraid to fly, right? And maybe that robin's thinking or saying, hey, mama, I don't know, I might fall. And the mom's like, come on, you can do it. I'm going to show you how. I've been there. I have done that. I believe in you. You can do it. So I took my client, what I had been through. When I had my own autoimmune disorders, I gained an extra 50% of my weight, and I was able to lose it without the needles. So I want to show people that even if you have autoimmune disorders or you're on meds that pack on the pounds, I have been there, done that, like that mama bird, and can show you the way and expedite your wellness journey. So then moving right along, I was telling her about the 4-minute mile. I don't know if you guys ever heard about the 4-minute mile. Now, this was really cool. In 1954, Roger Bannister, his doctors told him, you can't run a 4-minute mile. If you do, your heart's going to explode. Now, I'm ad-libbing a little bit. So basically, he's like, yeah, I'm going to show you. I do it, and I'm going to do it under 4 minutes. Well, in 1954, he ran the very first ever 4-minute mile. And then after that, within the next 46 days, 22 more people did it. You see, no one thought it was possible. And once they realized it was possible, then they put in the consistent action steps necessary to make it happen. So keep in mind that if you don't think it's possible, think about that baby bird that didn't think they could fly and did. Think about that 4-minute mile. Before Roger Bannister did it, nobody ever did it. Before we sent people to the moon, people thought we were crazy. Now you're not going to send people in outer space. And we did it. Anything is possible, even things that have not yet been done before. All right. Sorry, I'm going quick. We have less than 30 minutes to squeeze all this in. You guys know when you're tuning in right now, please drop us down below, hashtag live or replay, and where you're tuning in from. And we have the capabilities to stream your comments and hearts live across the screen and address them in real time. So when you guys have those dashboard lights in your car, drop down below, me, if you listen to them, right? How many of you, when you see that little dashboard light saying you need a quart of oil, you stop, you pull over, you check it, you go to the gas station, and you address the little issue before it's a bigger problem, right? That's being proactive, right? Preventing a much bigger problem. You put in a quart of oil in a few minutes, it saves you from needing an entire engine and thousands of dollars and lots of hours. So we have warning signs in our body that are like those warning signs in the car. And those warning signs in our body should never be ignored because we can't get replacement parts as easy like we can for our car. So if you're not going to ignore the warning signs in your car when you can get replacement parts, why would you ignore the warning signs in your body? Now let's go through some of those warning signs. The warning signs in our body that are telling us there's probably something going on and a much bigger problem and should not be ignored are these, right? And these signs are often a sign of a much bigger underlying disorder that if you don't address now, when it's a little warning sign, you're going to have a much bigger problem. These are signs not to be ignored. They're often signs of underlying autoimmune disorders and often signs of an autoimmune thyroid problem that could have been missed by your doctor for years, even if you went for the routine blood work. So let's go over some of those signs, right? You could have hair thinning. You're waking up exhausted. You're running for energy drinks, coffee. You're ready to take a nap. You have dryness in your skin causing rashes, dryness in your eyes. You think it's allergies. They're painful. They're itchy. You're using re-wetting drops. Dryness in the intestines could be constipation. You might have IBS symptoms. You might have anxiety, insomnia, palpitations, and then you maybe chalk it up to stress, overwork, your hormones, or you can have IBS symptoms, diarrhea, constipation, nausea, even chest pain, palpitations, or you're feeling cold and running for a jacket or a blanket or to crank the heat up when no one else is, or even the reverse, you're looking to lower the heat because you're sweating and everyone else is freezing. So these are often warning signs like in your car not to be addressed. However, a lot of times the typical doctor blows you off for a long time. Now, let me show you on the next slide what the typical doctor orders. Now, I don't want to generalize all of them, but keep in mind they go to medical school to practice medicine. Now, that top test, these are all blood tests for your thyroid. Normally, you go to the doctor, he might just order that top test, TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. And the doctor gives you false reassurance. Your blood works fine. You're okay. But you see, all of these other blood tests, those are the ones I could order for you if you're in any state whatsoever. I'm nationally board certified and I collaborate with doctors in every single state to get these tests for you. So keep in mind, if you go to the doctor and he tells you your blood tests are okay, you might want to take a picture of this or a screenshot. Even though all my content is copyrighted and trademarked, I am giving you permission. Take a picture of the slide and or reach out to me for these blood tests. Say, hey, you know what? I'm feeling all of these symptoms and I want more extensive blood work for my thyroid, all the thyroid functions and thyroid antibodies. 99% of the time, the traditional doctor never orders those blood tests. And I've seen patients that had symptoms for years come to me for the first time and have an autoimmune thyroid problem that was not detected on any of their routine physicals or blood work. So please be an advocate for yourself. All right, let's move on. It's important. I like to tell my clients why it's important to lose the weight. Now, these are just some of the reasons. Excess weight greatly increases your risk. I don't want to get into stats and numbers in case you rewatch this next year and the stats are a little different. But it increases dramatically your risk of the number one killer in the US, heart disease. You will get premature heart disease because you have more weight to carry around, extra strain on the heart. It also increases your risk of the number two killer in the US, cancer. Cancer loves fat cells and sugar. It also increases your risk of the number three one of the third leading causes of death in this country, drugs, prescription drugs. Because when you get the extra weight, you're going to go on medications for higher sugars, higher blood pressures, and prescription drugs is another leading cause of death in this country. It also greatly increases your risk of diabetes, which leads to amputations, kidney failure, dialysis, and for the men out there, this is why you want to be compliant. It leads to erectile dysfunction, okay? um, Also, it increases your risk of strokes, which means paralysis, pain like in your knees, needing knee replacements because the extra weight is causing breakdown more, kidney disease, depression, and so much more. Now, again, we're saying prescription drugs is a leading cause of death. That's another reason to get the weight off so you don't need a prescription drug. And also, I'm trying to get you to have the weight off of you without needing a prescription drug because it is a third leading cause of death. I'm not opposed to them when we need them, but we often don't need them. Now, tiny habits add up, right? Maybe you don't want to go to the gym, you can't afford a membership, and spend an hour commuting each day. Replace tiny bad habits with tiny good habits. This is me like a couple of years ago. If I did just 10 sit-ups a day, now I used to do thousands, at least 1,000 crunches every single day. But even if I just did 10 sit-ups a day, that's 3,650 at the end of the year, 36,500 in 10 years. So tiny habits don't have to be bad. They could be good. Pick 10 of something and do it every single day. Jumping jacks, squats, sit-ups, whatever it is. And a 4-minute happy dance. One of my new clients in Texas, shout out to Lacey, she said she loves this idea. She just joined Your Wellness Journey, our 90-day program coming up. I want to show you that in your busy lifestyle, you can do tiny habits that add up. There's 1,440 minutes in a day. Do you think you deserve 4 of them to do a happy dance? If you do it, pick a happy song, you just dance, it releases endorphins, burns a couple of calories, increases stamina. That 4-minute happy dance at the end of the week is 28 minutes extra, half-hour exercise. At the end of the year, 24 hours of extra exercise you wouldn't have had. It helps you release endorphins to feel good, thickens your bones a little bit, keep that osteoporosis away. All right, moving right along. Now, there is hundreds of hours this month. You are worthy and deserve at least one to reclaim your life. So if you haven't already, join us for our upcoming Power Hour. Mark your calendars, Thursday, June 12th. Only those registered will have access. There's a no cost and a VIP. You can scan the QR code now. You just got to drop your email there to register. Unless you're a VIP, then you can drop your credit card too. Thursday, June 12th, 7 p.m. EST. It's going to be on a Zoom. The no cost is 7 to 8. The VIP experience, you also get an extra 60 minutes live Q&A to get real answers to your questions in a more set, intimate group. You get the 20-page digital and printable workbook and a mini consultation with me. I don't think I will ever offer this VIP for $47 again, and include that private consultation as well. So register now, mark your calendars, Thursday, June 12th. Go to worldwellnessexpert.com/reclaim, either for pick no cost or VIP. All right, moving right along. Now, a lot of things are good for us, but sometimes not always. We don't want to do too much of a good thing, could be no good. See, if you juice with kale every single day, it might negatively impact your thyroid, especially if you have an underactive thyroid. So please, guys, remember the powers of the plants are great, but also use them in moderation. A lot of times when you juice, you're getting huge amounts of calories and carbs as well. So with kale, sometimes a little less is best. Moving right along. These foods, you might love these foods. I'm not saying don't eat them. I'm just saying limit them and use less of them less often, right? The man-made foods, I was calling it cavemen were always skinny, eat what the cavemen had, whatever comes out of the ground and has eyes. I'm not saying you have to calorie count point count or any of that. Just limit these. Sometimes less is best. So if it's man-made, have less of it less often, and use healthier alternatives. Right? Check this out. If you like sweets, instead of that piece of fruit candy, why don't you have a piece of fruit? If you like wine, right? You want a little alcohol to relax, switch to a light beer. If you like a sweet drink, instead of that soda with artificials and preservatives and all that nasty stuff in it, use methylated B energy drink like I do. It gives me all the B vitamins I need in a methylated form so I can absorb it. Great energy all day long with no artificial colors, sweeteners, preservatives, and they only have like 3 to 4 carbs. All right, moving right along. Now, make healthier choices, right? Choose and just choose wisely. Would you rather have that huge plate? Sometimes we could eat more and lose weight. If I have that huge plate or a handful of candy, it's about the same amount of calories and carbs. But that little tiny piece of candy is not going to fill me up, and I'm going to want to eat more and more and more. So I'm going to have way more calories, carbs, and fat than if I ate that huge plate. So the power of the rainbow is important, especially if it's not Skittles or Starburst. So look at that. We have our protein from the chicken, the quinoa, the spinach, the tomatoes. If you have autoimmune disorders, you might want to lay off the tomatoes. We have avocado, which is healthy fats to fill you up. If you have autoimmune, you might want to lay off the peppers too. Okay, look at all these colors you can have. Oh my God, you can eat all of this or that little tiny piece of chocolate or a couple pieces of, I don't know, gummy bears. Which would you rather have? So just choose and choose wisely. You can eat more and still lose weight. I eat a lot and I eat all day long. And people are like, how do you stay so skinny? Look at all those colors. All right, so keep going. Now, check this out. All of these, and one of my new weight loss clients, we merged. She needed more numbers, right? So she likes weight loss. Weight Watchers has 0 points, so you can eat the 0 points foods and tons of them. It's similar to like I've been doing for the past 30 years with my clients. If it's from nature, comes out of the ground, or has eyes, it's better for you. I don't care if it's steak, chicken, hamburger, sausage. If it comes out of the ground, it has eyes, it's better. If it's processed, lay off it, have less left often. So for one of my new weight loss clients, we merged an oral GLP-1 for her with mindset and a little bit of exercise and 0 points. All of these have 0 points. So imagine having, you're hungry and you're like, man, what can I eat that doesn't have a lot of points and fats and processed? Have these. Now, Greek yogurt, that's something that a lot of people don't realize. They go to the store, they get a Greek yogurt, and it has all that fruit in it. That's high fructose corn syrup. You're much better off getting plain Greek yogurt. It has more protein, less carbs, and adding the fruit on the side. All of these are 0 points. Now, I try to say stay away from the potatoes and the tomatoes if you have autoimmune. If you join my workshop, my upcoming 90-day program, we'll get into which foods you should not use when you have autoimmune disorders. Okay, look at these colors. These are almost all of these foods here are 0 points. On the next slide, the color of the rainbow. Oh my God. Look, keep going. Next slide. Look at this. We have eggplant, blueberries, green beans, apples, salmon. We have ginger root. We have chia seeds, certain beans. All no points. So you can merge Weight Watchers 0 points, and I can get you a list of the 0 points fruits, the 0 point vegetables, 0 points proteins. All right, look at the next slide. How the power of the rainbow. Oh my God, this is beautiful, beautiful colors. These are all like 0 points. Take a quick screenshot or picture of this. Put the power of the rainbow on your plate if it's not Starburst and Skittles. All right, sorry we're going quick. When you take my workshops and courses, there's a lot slower down speed, but we have a lot to squeeze in right here. You can pre-make meals ahead of time. I don't like cooking every day. I love cooking. I don't want to do it every day. I'm going to pre-make meals for the week or the next few days. You can put them in containers like this. Now, usually nature things are good, but white rice, I'm not a big fan of. It's not 0 points. It does nutrients and it's just unnecessary calories and carbs. I would replace that with quinoa. But the point is, make your meals ahead of time so you don't have to cook every day. And when you're in a hurry tomorrow and you have 5,000 things going on, that you just have a meal already. All right, let's keep going right along. Here's another example. Look at all these meals you can lay out at once and have for the next few days. On this next slide, I might skip the pasta because that's not 0 points. I might skip the tomatoes because that's not good for autoimmune disorder and reflux. And you're better off with the egg whites sometimes than the whole egg. I often have the whole egg, but I know with the Weight Watchers point system, the egg white is 0 points for you. All right, let's keep going. 0 point proteins. You're like, hey, what can I eat that has a lot of protein and 0 points? Chicken, turkey, salmon, Greek plain yogurt, and then add the fruit, or cottage cheese. Here's another 0 point seafood. Oh my God. If you want 0 points, look at all this seafood. You got lobster, crabs, snails, mussels, clams, shrimp, tuna, salmon. I don't recommend tuna in a can normally because it is aluminum. It is probably heavy metal seeping. But when you're in a hurry, especially if it's tuna in water, that's a little better than a lot of the other choices out there. All right, look at this salad with the shrimp and the salmon in it, the avocados. You get the sweetness from the tangerines. Oh my God. Keep going because we got so many more slides to show you. Look at this, mussels, clams, shrimp. Beautiful, all no points. I see a lot of eyeballs on us. Please drop in the comments where you're tuning in from. Let's move on to the next slide. I love this one. I love a little bit of everything. Look at this: lobster, shrimp, mussels, clams, snails, even lemon is no points. Oh my God. Mm-mm-mm. Next slide shows us, now we went over some proteins with 0 points, right? The salmon, the chicken, the turkey, the cottage cheese, the plain Greek yogurt, the seafood. Now you're like, hey, I want a side of something. What do I add to that? These are 0 points. Not the regular potato, but the sweet potato. You can have it baked. You can have it mashed. You can have it as baked sweet potato fries. The corn, the popcorn without all the butter on it. The spaghetti squash, you can cut it in half, bake it in the oven, or even microwave it till it's soft, and then just fork it out to make like spaghetti squash out of it. I love, love, love butternut squash. It's quick, it's easy. All right, check out this slide here. You want 0 point drinks. Now, you don't want pure orange juice that's not watered down because that's a lot of carbs. But what happens if you take a fresh squeezed orange, melt it down with some filtered water, or you infuse some fruits in your waters? You can have a different flavor every day. You can put cucumbers and lemon in there to get a natural diuretic effect. You can make your own tea for pennies at a time without getting the sugar and the carbs. You can put in green tea, a little bit of ginger root, and lemon, which are both natural anti-inflammatories. You can top it off with a mint leaf. You could take watermelon slices without the rind, freeze them, and then put them in the blender and make your own virgin margarita. Mm-mm. There's so many different things you can do. I also use methylated B energy drinks. They only have 3 carbs, no crash. The carbs are from the fruit themselves. When I'm in a hurry, I take one of those powder packets out of my purse. I dip it in water wherever I am. Reach out to me if you want energy drinks that are very low carb and healthy for you and give you methylated Bs. All right, here's other 0 points. You want a dessert, that's 0 points. You have pineapples, bananas. You could take those tangerines, peel the tangerine, freeze the sections, and then put it in a blender and have like a tangerine sherbet. Peaches, grapefruit is a natural diuretic. Apples, again, you got your Greek unflavored yogurt with fruit, or your cottage cheese with blueberries. Oh my God, look at this. Beautiful. I love the colors of the rainbow. Now, here's other foods. You want diuretics, right? Natural, water loss things like foods. There's foods you can eat that are natural diuretics. Check out this next slide. You can use these. So say you had a heavy salty meal last night and your fingers are swollen and your rings aren't fitting so well. You can, yeah, dandelions. Did you know that? We were told they were a weed, but that was because modern medicine just wanted us to get rid of them, so we had to resort to drugs. Lemon. Lemon in your water quenches your thirst. Asparagus, cucumbers, watermelon. All right, here, injectable GLP-1s versus oral. This is very important because A lot of people are resorting to those injectable GLP-1s. There's nothing wrong. We all have choices. I never liked them since day one because, and I want to show you the difference between injectable GLP-1s and oral natural GLP-1s. With the injectable GLP-1s, they both suppress your appetite. But with the injectable, of course, there's injection, there's risk of infection. You have expensive doctor visits, expensive medications, which is a drug, which is a third leading cause of death in this country. It's synthetic, man made, it's orphan, not absorbed. It's giving you a synthetic hormone. You're losing muscle. And when you lose muscle, you're weaker. And when you're losing muscle, you're slowing down your metabolism. So even after you lose the weight, when you stop it, you're going to gain it back. Plus, because your metabolism's slower than it was, and yet you were eating the same. Here's the oral GLP-1 activators that I just started myself. It also suppresses your appetite. It's oral, so there's no injections, no risk of infections, no expensive doctor visits, no expense of a drug. It's not synthetic, it's natural ingredients. It is not even giving you the hormone. It's making your own body rev up production of its own endogenous GLP-1. Anything your body makes from within is super potent. You don't have to worry about not absorbing it, rejecting it, or getting an autoimmune disorder from a synthetic injection that's been known to happen. So it also, with the oral GLP-1 activator, it's giving me natural ingredients that when I ingest it, it's making my own body produce its own GLP-1, endogenous, super potent. But more importantly, no muscle mass loss, which means I'm not weaker and my metabolism is not slowed down because I didn't lose muscle mass. It's important. There's knockoffs out there like Gucci and Prada bags. It's important that just don't go to Amazon. A few years ago, people were going to Amazon to get birth control and they were getting pregnant because there was no birth control in the birth control pills. If you'd like an oral GLP-1 activator, please reach out to me. I will connect you direct with the company. It cuts out any fake possibility and it gives you the lowest price at the real deal product as well. So please reach out to me for that oral GLP-1. If you'd like it, drop in the comments GLP-1, or you can call it call and not diagnose and next step maybe for those that want to slim down for the summer, those that have my fellow autoimmune warriors. If you're having symptoms that the doctor and the medicines didn't help, I know I can. Please, if you're on your phone, take a screenshot of this or just go to worldwellnessexpert.com/reclaim. I am definitely limiting the number of free and the VIP seats, so go there while you can still claim yours now. Mark your calendar for Thursday, June 12th, 7 p.m. EST. It will be on Zoom. Only those registered will have access. It is not here. It is not in my private group. It is only on Zoom. Thursday, June 12th, 7 p.m. EST. The free session is 7 to 8. It is a power hour live, not a pre-recorded webinar. Then if you level up to VIP, which I highly recommend because I will never give this much for this little again, the VIP will get an additional 60-minute live session on Zoom in a smaller intimate group to get many of your questions answered in real time. Now, for that $47 VIP, that's the average cost of a copay where you're lucky if you get one of your questions answered. You get to pick my brain for 60 minutes. That is definitely worth hundreds. So the VIP get a 60-minute group intimate session of live Q&A. They get the digital and printable Reclaim Your Life workbook with the Reclaim Your Life blueprints, and they get a mini consultation with private consultation with me at a different time. I can't imagine ever offering the VIP this much for this little ever again. Future VIPs will probably be at least 97, if not 197. So please snag this one while you can. And future VIPs may not include that private mini consultation as well. So 7 p.m., mark your calendar. Now, if you're already registered for the free and you want to, or just go to World VIP and level up to VIP. 30 plus years as a licensed, so much to offer, but only so much So I highly encourage you, symptoms that you can't get feel better with the meds VIP so I can address your, especially if you're having before hair thinning, exhaustion, irritable bowel, constipation, itchy eyes, lose stubborn weight no matter how much you exercise, or maybe you're even on meds that are packing on the pounds. I know this hour can help you. So I encourage wellnessexpert.com, choose either free no cost or VIP to see you there. Be well. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, thank you, viewers. And please